Speaking of supporting kids, actress Zoe Saldana spoke about raising her three boys in a gender-neutral zone. Zoe says her and her husband teach their boys to celebrate their feminine selves. Zoe said, when you look at parenting, the whole thing about matriarchy and patriarchy and daddy's little girl and mom is boys, my husband and I find that completely ludicrous and absolutely unhealthy for the upbringing of a child. What are your thoughts on a gender-neutral household? Let's go to you first, Al.
So I don't have kids, but I do have 11 nephews and one niece that I feel like I was a part of their tribe and raising them. I feel a certain way about this, and let me share with you why. The number one reason we know that parents choose the gender neutral home is because that parent had gone through a horrible experience, right? When they were growing up. They had a bad experience. 80% of the people who participate in this type of rearing in their home had a bad experience growing up. To me, I don't feel like that should be a gauge for how you raise three young boys. And especially these are mixed race boys. Some would consider them black little boys. And that's where my concern seeps in. For me, I think for those three young boys, because their situation is so unique, what's wrong with offering or teaching both options? When I say both options, I mean gender neutral as well as gender norms. I think when you teach them both the option and give them the ability to be attracted to the one that they like, they will be better prepared as they venture out of that home into regular society.
Production, can we see that picture of her again? She looked a little different in that picture of Zoe.
Her avatar money ran out.
First of all, who picked that? She's a pretty, that.
Her avatar money ran out. You know, Claudia, now, I don't like this story, and I don't like it because people are going to use this type of story to push this narrative that we're trying to teach the kids to be gay. Oh, we're teaching them to be feminine. We're teaching them to be gay. I definitely think kids should be comfortable, and you should raise them to be comfortable and be who they are. But this feels a little uncomfortable to me, to be honest.
It is. It is.
I think for me, it's uncomfortable, Q, because when you say gender neutral, those, if you read the articles about it, they strongly believe in avoiding traditions that are considered normal. That's the part that makes me feel uncomfortable with three young men. I think they're loving parents. Obviously, they both work in concert. They chose this together. So I think they're going to have the love in the home. But I think if you skew a child's learning too much, especially as young little boys, it just prepares them to when they, I'm going to say, go back into normal society, it's going to be awkward for them.
I agree. And again, none of us have kids, right? So we're going to hear that y'all don't have kids. Where your kids at? But I don't give a damn. I'm going to say this. Anyways, first of all, like you mentioned, one of y'all mentioned, they're mixed, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to have enough problems, issues with that still happens right now. Then on top of that, I just wonder how they'll be treated when they're kind of thrown back into society and mixing with other kids that were not raised like that. Will they have issues? You know what I mean? Like, right. And I am a proponent of maybe teaching them all options, like you said, Al, because, you know, kids are mean and they pick up on anything that's different, you know? And on one hand, you do want to teach individuality and let them do their thing. But then on the other hand, I would probably want my kids to have as easy as a time as possible with mean ass kids, because I think kids are meaner than adults in a lot of cases. But I don't know. What do I know? I just have cats and I can't keep a man or have kids. Right? All right.
Not you.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I got a man. What your man got to do with me? I got a man. I'm not trying to hit that seat.
You know, the people that are on My 600 Pound Life, they always have relationships too. It's so weird. Like, isn't it? They're never single.